טוב להודות לאדוני, ולזמר לשמך העליון, לשמך העליון. ולזמר, ולזמר לשמך העליון. טוב, טוב, טוב להודות, טוב להודות לאדוני. טוב, טוב, טוב להודות, טוב להודות לאדוני. להגיד בבוקר חסדך ואמונתך, בלילות, בלילות. טוב, טוב, טוב להודות, טוב להודות לאדוני. טוב, טוב, טוב להודות, טוב להודות לאדוני. ולזמר לשמך העליון, לשמך העליון. ולזמר, ולזמר לשמך העליון. טוב, טוב, טוב להודות, טוב להודות לאדוני. טוב, טוב, טוב להודות, טוב להודות לאדוני. b'nei Yisrael et HaShabbat, לעשות את השבת לדורותם, ברית עולם, ברית עולם. ביני ובין בני ישראל, עוד היא לעולם. ביני ובין בני ישראל, עוד היא לעולם. כי ששת ימים עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ, וביום השביעי שבת וינפש. ביני ובין בני ישראל, עוד היא לעולם. ביני ובין בני ישראל, עוד היא לעולם. ברוכות הבאות תחת כנפי השכינה, ברוכים הבאים תחת כנפי השכינה. May you be blessed beneath the wings of Shekhinah. Be blessed with love, be blessed with peace. ברוכות הבאות תחת כנפי השכינה, ברוכים הבאים תחת כנפי השכינה. Shekhinah. Be blessed with love, be blessed with peace. May you be blessed beneath the wings of Shekhinah. Be blessed with love, be blessed with peace.
Good morning and Shabbat Shalom, everyone. Welcome for those of you who are new and visiting Congregation Micah this morning, because we are celebrating a pretty special young woman, Emma, as she becomes a bat mitzvah. I hope you picked up a Siddur, a prayer book, on your way into the sanctuary. What I was just telling Emma back in the study is that this is not a performance, it's a participatory event that she is helping to lead this morning. So we really need your help in facilitating the service, which means we're going to invite you to start on page 67 with us, and we're going to warm ourselves up with a little bit of English. If you decide to muscle out some Hebrew as we go through the service, you're welcome to do that as well, but we'll all ease in with some English this morning. And I'll invite you to read with me in the middle of the page. Again, we're on page 67. May the door of this synagogue be wide enough to receive all who hunger for love, all who are lonely for friendship. May it welcome all who have cares to unburden, thanks to express, hopes to nurture. May the door of this synagogue be narrow enough to shut out pettiness and pride, envy and enmity. May its threshold be no stumbling block to young or straying feet. May it be too high to admit complacency, selfishness, and harshness. May this synagogue be, for all who enter, the doorway to a richer and more meaningful life. So at this time, I'd like to invite Bill and Diane Ford to present Emma with her tali tote, with her prayer shawls. And so I understand this first prayer shawl is the one that your parents were married in, correct?
Yes.
Beautiful.
My father-in-law's.
Just gorgeous.
Other daughter and son-in-law marrying in it too.
Lovely.
Yeah, and this is minor.
Beautiful.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kedeshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lahitatef batzitzi. We continue on page 74 with the singing of Ma Tovu.
Ma tovu ohalecha Yaakov mishkenotecha Yisrael. Ma tovu ohalecha Yaakov mishkenotecha Yisrael. Ma tovu ohalecha Yaakov mishkenotecha Yisrael.
Emma will continue leading us on page 76.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher yatzar et ha'adam b'chokma u'vara vo nikavim kalulim. We continue by thanking God for our souls on page 78.
Elohai, Elohai, neshama, shenatata bi tehorai. Elohai, Elohai, Shana tatavi tehorahi. Tamarata, atayat sarata, atanifaktavi. Atamishamra, mishamra bikirbi. Elohai, Elohai, nishama. Shana tatavi tehorahi. Shana tatavi tehorahi.
Please join us as we chant, starting on page 80, thanking God for the miracles of everyday life. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, who has given the mind the ability to distinguish day from night.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, who opens the eyes of the blind. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, who frees the captive.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, who lifts up the fallen.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, who stretches the earth over the waters.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, who strengthens our steps.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, who clothes the naked.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, who gives strength to the weary.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, who removes sleep from the eyes, slumber from the eyelids. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, who made me in the image of God.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, who has made me free.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, who has made me a Jew.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, who girds Israel with strength.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, who crowns Israel with splendor.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kedeshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu la'asok v'divrei Torah. We continue together on page 88. These are things that are limitless, of which a person enjoys the fruit of the world, while the principle remains in the world to come. They are honoring one's father and mother, engaging in deeds of compassion, arriving early for study, morning and evening, dealing graciously with guests, visiting the sick, providing for the wedding couple, accompanying the dead for burial, being devoted in prayer, and making peace among people. But the study of Torah encompasses them all. We continue singing Psalm 150 on page 100.
Hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. Call on Shema, Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. Call on Shema, Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah.
rise and turn to page 106. Yikra v'yikra shemei rabba Ba'omad v'yahirate v'yomik mahute B'kai kon yomeakon uvkai diko bet Yisrael Ba'gala uvisman kariv v'maru amen Yehi shemei rabba mevora Le'olam olamei amaya Yisbarak Yitbrak v'yishtabak v'yipar v'yinomam v'yinaseh V'yitardar v'yitaleh v'yitala Shemei d'kadasha b'richu Le'ilan mikol bikarta v'shirata Tushbechata v'nechemata Damrin b'melma V'maru Amen.
Ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la. Baruch hu et Adonai hamevorach Baruch Adonai hamevorach hamevorach leolam vaed hamevorach hamevorach leolam vaed.
Please be seated. We continue on page 110. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam Yotzer or uvarei chosek oshe shalom uvarei et hakol Hamir la'aretz v'leradim ala Barakamim uvtuvo makadesh b'kol yam tamid maaseh v'rashit marabu masech Adonai kulam b'chokma asita mala haaretz kinyaeka titbarak Adonai Eloheinu al shavak measeh yadeka ve'al moreh or shiasita yafrak selah or Kadesh al Tizon Ter V'niska Kluralu Mihirai Loro Baruch atah Adonai Yotzer Hamarot. Please read with me on page 113. Once or twice in a lifetime, a man or a woman may choose a radical leaving, having heard Lalcha go forward. God serves us toward our destiny by hard events and by freedom's now urgent voice, which explode and confirm who we are. We don't like leaving, but God loves becoming. Baruch atah Adonai, habocher ba'amo Yisrael ba'ahava. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad, Baruch Shem Kevod, Shem Kevod Mahuto, Leolam Vaed. We continue chanting on top of page 116.
And we're going to invite Blake and Derek to come forward. We were supposed to call Blake up for the Shema, but we're going to have Blake come forward now too, and Derek for B'nai Haftarah. We're all going to be up here together. Sorry. That's me just being in the moment, forgetting to call people up. Perfect. Yeah, we're all just going to sing the B'nai Haftarah together. Okay.
Okay. ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך. והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבבך, ושיננתם בלבבך, ודיברת בעם, בשבתך בביתך, ובלצאתך בדרך, ובשוכבך ובקומך, וקשרתם להיות על ידך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך, למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי, והייתם קדושים אלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתיכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם אלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם. We continue responsively on page 121. The eternal truth is that you alone are God and there is none else.
May the righteous of all nations rejoice in your love and exult in your justice.
Let them beat their swords into plowshares and their spears into pruning hooks.
Let nation not lift up sword against nation, nor learn war any more.
You shall not hate your brother or your sister in your heart. The stranger that sojourns with you shall be accepted as your equal, for you were strangers in the land of Egypt. Why do you crush my people and oppress the poor? Asks God.
We
Know that the Eternal One defends the poor and upholds the rights of the needy. Praise to God Most High. Blessed is God and deserving of blessing.
Mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai, mi kamocha nedar b'kodesh, nora tehilot osef eleh, nora tehilot osef eleh. שירך הרשע שבחוג אלים לשמך שפת הים יחד כולם הודו וימלכו ויאמרו אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד צור ישראל קומה בזרן ישראל ופדחנו מלך יהודה וישראל גואלנו אדוני צבאות שמו קדוש ישראל ברוך אתה אדוני גאל ישראל.
Please rise.
Adonai, open up my lips, that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu, v'Elohei avotenu v'imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, v'Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, v'Elohei Leah. Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor v'Hanora, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, V'Konei HaKol, V'Zocher Chastei Avot v'Imahot, ומביא גאולה לפני בניהם, למען שמו באהבה. מלך חוזר ומושיע ומגן, ברוך אתה אדוני, מגן אברהם ועזרת שרה. אתה גיבור לעולם אדוני, מחיי הכל אתה רב להושיע. מכלכל חיים בחסד, מחיי הכל ברחמים רבים. סומך נופלים ורופא חולים, ומתיר אסורים, ומקיים אמונתו לשני עפר. מי כמוך בעל גבורות ומדומה לך, מלך ממית ומחיה ומצמיח ישועה. ונאמן אתה להחיות הכל, ברוך אתה אדוני מחיי הכל. נקדש את שמך בעולם, כשם שמקדשים אותו בשמי מרום, ככתוב על יד נביאך. וקרא זה אל זה ואמר, קדוש 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 אדוני צבאות, מלוא כל הארץ כבודו. אדיר אדירנו אדוני אדוננו, מאדיר שמך בכל הארץ. ברוך כבוד אדוני ממקומו. אחד הוא אלוהינו, הוא אבינו ומלכנו, הוא ישמיענו והוא ישמיענו, ברחמיו לעיני כל חי. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, ימלוך אדוני לעולם, אלוהי ציון, לדור ודור. הללויה. לדור ודור נגיד גודלך, ולנצח נצחים קדושתך נקדיש. ושבחך אלוהינו מפינו לא ימוש, אלא העם ועד. ברוך אתה אדוני האל הקדוש.
These next few moments are for our own silent prayer, meditation of the heart. Please take as much time as you need and then find your seat when you're ready.
Elohai nitzur shenimera usfatay medaber milma vilam kalalai nafshi tidom v'nafshi ke'afar lakolti. Elohai 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 nitzur shenimera usfatay medaber milma vilam kalalai nafshi tidom v'nafshi ke'afar lakolti. Toratecha Nitzol Ishunimera Usvatai Mirabelinma Vilam Kalalai Nafshi Tidom Benafshi Kafar Lakol Tia Elohai Elohai Nitzol Ishunimera Usvatai Mirabelinma Vilam Kalalai Nafshi Tidom Benafshi Kafar Lakol Tia Elohai Elohai Yiyu Lilatzon Imrefi Vehegion Libi Lefanecha Adonai 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 Tzuri Adonai Tzuri V'Goali.
We continue this morning with our Torah service. You can find the words on page 244.
Ein kamocha Elohim Adonai, ve'ein kamasecha, malchutcha malchut, ukol amim, umemshaltecha b'chol dor v'dor. Adonai melech, Adonai malach, Adonai yimloch le'olam v'ed, Adonai ahuz l'amo yitain, Adonai yivarech et hamo v'shalom. Avarachamim etiv avirtzonocha et Zion, tibnei chomot Yerushalayim, tibnei chomot Yerushalayim, ki v'cha levad batavnu, melech elam v'nisa, Adon olamim.
As I invite you all to please rise to open our ark this morning, I'd like to invite forward Susan Steege, Aunt Marty and Uncle Ron Ellis, Aunt Susan, and Cousin Amy. For passing down the Torah, I'll ask Emma to join Bill and Diane and her parents Andy and Erica at the bottom of the steps.
Ki mitzion tetzeh Torah, ki mitzion tetzeh Torah, u'davar Adonai merushalayim, Baruch shenatan Torah Torah, Baruch shenatan Torah Torah, Lamo Yisrael b'kidushato.
It's always a special moment, so I'm going to have you all lined up. We're going to be in generational order, so we'll go grandparents, parents, Emma, you has impressed upon her. And so when she takes Torah into her arms today, and they'll be in her arms in just a moment, and she chants, reminding her the first line of the Shema when the Torah does find its way to her arms. Emma is committing that she will now be part of somebody else's concentric circle, somebody else's community, many other people's community. That Judaism is an active faith tradition. Every single day we choose to live by the values that have been passed on to us. So Emma, today is not the first day that you're reminded of that, but it's the most important because you'll be called to the Torah in a few moments by the name that you've been given in the house of Israel, and it will now be upon you this responsibility to make sure that you model for others what it means to walk righteously, humbly, and with compassion and grace in the world.
Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad, Echad Eloheinu, Gadol Adonenu, Kadosh Shemo, Gadolul Adonai iti, Unoromama Shemo Yakdav. Al Shlosha Divarim, Al Shlosha Divarim, Al Shlosha Divarim, Haolam, Haolam Omed, Al Shlosha Divarim, Al Shlosha Divarim, Al Shlosha Divarim, Haolam, Haolam Omed, Al HaTorah, V'al HaAvodah, V'al Gimilu Chasadim, Al HaTorah, V'al HaAvodah, V'al Gimilu Chasadim, Al Shlosha Divarim, Al Shlosha Divarim, Al Shlosha Divarim, Haolam, Haolam Omed, Al Shlosha Divarim, Al Shlosha Divarim, Al Shlosha Divarim, Haolam, Haolam Omed, Al HaTorah, V'al HaAvodah, V'al Gimilu Chasadim, Al HaTorah, V'al HaAvodah, V'al Gimilu Chasadim, Al Shlosha Divarim, Al Shlosha Divarim, Al Shlosha Divarim.
Please be seated. Emma will be reading from Parshat Behukotai this morning. We have 3 aliyot, and for our first aliyah, we are going to invite Aunt Allison and Uncle Mike to come forward. Come on the left side. Got it right here for you. Let's make sure we know exactly where we are here. Just a moment. Come stand in the middle. You're good. Here you go. One hand here. They're going to bless first. Whenever you
Okay.
Baruch Hu Adonai Hamvorah.
Baruch Adonai Hamra Leolam Va'ed.
Baruch Adonai Hamra Leolam Va'ed.
Baruch Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam. Asher bachar banu mikol ha'amim. V'natan lanu et Torto. Baruch atah Adonai noten Torah.
Amen. Im Behukotai Telehu Bo mitzvotai tishmeru, vayitzitem otam. Yishmehem bahitam, v'natanam min haaretz, yevulava ein, hasadeh yitain piryo.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher nata lanu Torah emet, v'chayei olam nata b'tochenu. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
You
Amen.
can kiss me. And you're going to stay here on the side? For our second aliyah this morning, we're going to call upon Mom and Dad, Eric and Annie, to come forward. Yamdu likvod haTorah.
Baruch Hu Adonai Hamvarah.
Baruch Adonai Hamra Leolam Va'ed.
Baruch Adonai Hamvarach Leolam Va'ed. Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher bachar banu mikol ha'amin, v'tana lanu et Torato. Baruch Atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen.
Vahasik lahem dayish et batzir, uvatzir yasig et zara, ve'ahaltem lechamem lasova be'artzechem. V'yishavtem lavetach artzechem. V'natati shalom haaretz, ushkavtem va'ein macharid, v'yishbati hayavra'a min haaretz hasaherev lo tevor be'artzechem.
Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher natan lanu Torah emet, v'chayei olam nata b'tochenu. Baruch Atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen.
You're doing good. It's okay. You're doing great. Mom and Dad, you're sitting right here.
Okay.
You're doing great. I can put this on the right way. For the third aliyah this morning, we're going to invite Mima and Papa forward to join Emma as we call her formally to the Torah. Ta'amud Shoshana bat Esther likvod haTorah. That's me.
Okay. Now, can I do it? Baruch Hu Adonai Hamvorah.
Baruch Adonai Hamvarach Leolam Va'ed.
Baruch Adonai Hamra Leolam Va'ed. Baruch Atah Adonai
Eloheinu melech haolam, asher bachar banu mikol ha'amim,
v'netan lanu et Torato. Baruch Atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen.
Ordatev et oivechem, v'noflu lifnehem lecharev. V'rofu michem chamisha mea umea, michem ravavi, v'rdofu v'noflu oivechem lecharev. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher natan lanu Torah emet, v'chayei olam necha b'tochenu. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah. Amen.
I think everyone needs to see what she's reading, and then maybe they'll understand.
You're amazing.
That was hard. Yeah, we got that.
Makes me very proud.
Your mom is wearing it. Mom, you want this? We take a moment to think of those who are in need of healing, so many in our country, sadly, especially this week. We take all the families who are experiencing beyond intense grief and loss into our hearts. And I also open to you to share the names of those who you might be thinking of for our prayer of healing this Shabbat as my hand moves around the room. Page 253.
Yisheberach Avoteinu Makor HaBracha Leimoteinu. May the source of strength who bless the ones before us help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say Amen. Yisheberach Imoteinu Makor HaBracha Leavoteinu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say Amen.
Our Haftorah this morning comes from the prophet Jeremiah. And to introduce that portion, we invite Michael Bowen forward.
Yeah.
I will. The Torah portion of this Shabbat presents Israel with a choice between blessings and curses. The Haftarah brings us the prophet Jeremiah and his assurance that after God's people make their choice for God, they can be certain of divine favor. And verse 17 reads, "Blessed are those whose trust in the eternal." Jeremiah lived at a time of turbulence and danger. We cannot tell at what stage of his life he delivered the observations and warning contained in the Haftarah today. Most likely, they stem from various periods of his career.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bachar binavim tovim v'ratza v'divrahim hane'emrahim ba'emet. Baruch atah Adonai habocher b'torah Moshe avdo v'Yisrael amo u'v'nevi'eh ha'emet v'tzidek.
Haya aseh lo Adam.
Haya aseh lo Adam Elohim v'hama lo Elohim. Lachen heni moediam b'pam hazot oediam et yadi v'dek gevurati ve'adu kishami Adonai hatat v'huda ketuva va'ed barzel batzi poren shamir kirusha aluk libam ocharnet b'chotem niz b'chotechem kizkor b'nehem mizbodam Reham v'he'eshe al letz renan al gvurot hal gvahot.
If you'd like to join us for the blessing after, we're on the bottom of page 254.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam tzur kol haolamim tzaddik b'chol hadarot ha'el hane'eman ha'omer ve'oseh ha'medaber u'mkayem shechol devarav emet v'tzedek al haTorah v'al ha'avodah v'al ha'nevi'im v'al yom hashavad hazeh shenatata lanu Adonai Eloheinu likdusha v'limnucha v'chavod u'ltifaret hakol Adonai Eloheinu anachnu modim lach u'mevarchim otach Yitbarach Shimcha B'fi Chochai Tamid Le'olam Va'ed Baruch Atah Adonai Mekadesh HaShabbat. I would prefer if none of you fall asleep during this. My Torah portion, Parshat Behukotai, is one of the 7 designated Torah portions that, depending on the number of Sabbaths in a year, is either read as a separate portion or combined with Parshat Bahar to assure the reading of the entire Torah. Parshat Behukotai is filled with God's promises to the people if they loyally and faithfully follow all the commandments. It is also filled with God's warnings for if they disobey. Peace, security, and abundant crops are promised if they are faithful. Misery, suffering, and ruin will come if they disobey God's commandments. This portion also includes brief discussions of the payment of vows and gifts made to the sanctuary. A good example of gifts and payment to the sanctuary is tzedakah. For those of you who do not know, tzedakah is a moral and a religious obligation to give money and service to the poor and needy. We all know the importance of giving in today's world, but what does the Torah say about the importance of giving tzedakah? To find our answer, we will go back in Torah and see what rabbis all around the world say about this matter. According to Rabbi Asi, who lived and taught during the 3rd century CE in Babylonia, the need for mitzvah of tzedakah, or caring for those in need, is more important than all the other commandments put together. Now, you might be asking what the origins of such an observation are. The answer for this may be found in Parshat Bahar. Just after the discussion of the sabbatical and jubilee years, the Torah deals with the question of how the poor and needy are to be protected and cared for by the community. 4 times the words "V'chei yamuch acha," or if your brother and sister or brother should be reduced to poverty, begin an explanation of how the poor are to be treated. Several other examples are provided throughout the Torah. The Israelites are told that when a kinsman must sell his property, another should raise funds for its repurchase. If a kinsman should fall into debt, it is forbidden to charge interest on any money or food given to him. If his situation of poverty continues and becoming enslaved is his only option, he is to be treated as a hired laborer, not a slave. If a poor Israelite is purchased by a non-Israelite, it is the obligation of his family to raise funds for his release. If all of us now could just follow the simple rules of tzedakah, the world would most likely have less poverty and genuinely be a better place. There are 8 levels of tzedakah that were written by Moses Maimonides. Moses Maimonides was a philosopher a long time ago. The lowest decree, number 1, is giving in a grudging and unfriendly way. This is being rude to someone while giving to them. The 2nd level of tzedakah is giving the poor less than proper but in a friendly manner. The 6th level of tzedakah is giving to the poor after being asked, because we all know we don't do that. The 4th level of tzedakah is giving to the poor without being asked. The 5th level of tzedakah is giving to another so that recipient knows the donor, but the donor doesn't know the recipient. The 6th level of tzedakah is giving to another so the donor knows the recipient, but the recipient doesn't know the donor. The 7th level of tzedakah is giving to another so that recipient does not know the donor, and the donor does not know the recipient. The final level of tzedakah, and the highest level you can perform, is one who supports another reduced to poverty by providing a loan or entering a partnership or finding work for him so the poor can become self-sufficient. These are important because they show the best and worst ways to give tzedakah. My mom and dad have always taught me to participate in the giving of tzedakah. After all, it's pretty important if you think about it. So I'd like to tell you all the ways my parents and me participate in this. One of the main things we do is giving change to the tzedakah box at my Hebrew school each week. Another thing that we do is giving to the poor people we see on the streets. We mainly give food and water since those are the most needed things. A thing I personally do is being involved with a charity group called Bridges. Bridges is a center for the abused to seek refuge after escaping from their abusers. They give therapy, shelter, and necessities to all those who have been abused. A final thing that my family and me do is supporting two children in other countries. I feel that my family participating in these acts is helping the world become a better place. I feel that if everyone in this room gave $1 to charity a day, the world would be a better place. By giving $1 a day, you would give around $365 a year, which might sound insignificant, but if all the people in this room did it, that would be around $3,650 a year, which is a lot of money for a charity. Furthermore, if you all leave here today and remember one thing, I want you to remember that you can make a big difference by just giving a little.
Emma, you can't leave yet.
Oh, okay. No one told me that.
The hard parts are done. Now you get to relax. We have some blessings and gifts that we want to bestow on you. And I want to say I enjoyed your chanting this morning with such a flourish. I think that you have the makings of a good cantor down the road.
Yeah. My great-grandpa was a cantor.
Well, then see, there you go. Okay, it's already in your genes. You could be passing it along. So we have a little blessing for you in the form of a song.
May your eyes shine with the light of Torah, and your face be radiant as the brightness of the sky. May your lips speak words of wisdom, and may the world you live in be the world of your dreams. May you see a world created in your lifetime. May you see your visions come to be. May your hope touch every generation to come. These are the prayers we have for you. May your eyes shine with the light of Torah, and your face be radiant as the brightness of the sky. May your lips speak words of wisdom, and may the world you live in be the world of your dreams. May you be blessed with understanding, with wisdom and compassion in your heart. May your tongue be filled with song, may your lips sing out for justice. These are the prayers we have for you. May your eyes shine with the light of Torah, and your face be radiant as the brightness of the sky. May your lips speak words of wisdom, and may the world you live in be the world of your dreams.
Miss Emma, many people have blessings and gifts that they would like to bestow upon you, and I'm going to invite our Education Director, the great Miss Julie Greenberg, forward to share a few words. She'll also have you sign the special scrolls.
Right after Levi.
That's right. All right, you go by Miss Julie. Yeah.
First things first. Perfect.
This was
Thank
not
you,
rehearsed.
Rabbi. No, doesn't need to be. Doesn't need to be. So, I just want to share a few words with you first. Thank you for making this morning such a meaningful worship experience for all of us. It means so much to see you grow and get to this point, and you know it's part of my job to remind you that this is not the end, right? This is just one really significant accomplishment. You have some classmates here who can attest to what hard work this is, right? It's a big deal, and you did it. So we're really proud, and the rabbis and I like to say that we really feel like the Jewish world got stronger today, seriously, and the larger world around us. So thank you for that. And, you know, when we watch the Torah land in your hands, your very capable hands, the question is, like, what are you going to do with it, right? Like Rabbi Lori said. And so we like to continue to help you think through that, because yes, in the eyes of our tradition today, you're a woman, but next year you go back to middle school, right? So
Not excited for that.
So here's the deal, though. As a former middle school teacher, I think it is the absolute, just perfect environment, right, to test these lessons that you've learned and studied in Torah. And to help you do that, we like to take our show on the road. In the fall, we're going to be going to a local middle school in Whitwell, Tennessee. And you may be familiar with this story of the Paper Clips Project. And if you need any reassurance of what a small group of middle school kids can do, we're going to take you there and let you see it. And I encourage everybody else here to look into that if you don't know that story. So we're just very proud of you, and we really look forward to all the gifts that you'll continue to share with us. Yeah, and we do want to make sure that we get your signature here so that we can say we knew her when. So let's get you a pen down here. Here we go. And you're right after Levi. Whoops.
I mean, I was just told that writing in a Torah is like graffiti, so I'm a little worried about this.
This is holy graffiti. It's the best. It's not a real Torah scroll. And I have to say, just scanning, whew, what a list of notables. Fantastic. We also have a few gifts for you in this gift bag. You know that every Jewish occasion is marked by a certificate. So we have your signature and the rabbi's signatures here, and we also have a gift certificate, the best kind of certificate, I think, $250 toward a trip to Israel with the Nifty Youth Group. So hold on to this. We would love to see you travel to. Yes, see? And then I'm not going to open it for you. I'll leave that fun for you later, but I'm going to spoil the surprise. It's a Kiddush cup because we know that we want to see you celebrating lots of Shabbat dinners and Passover Seders in the future, because that's when Judaism is at its very finest. Mazel tov. Great job.
I would use that, but my parents' wedding cup is what they want me to
All
use.
right,
So.
well, then pass it on, I say.
All right, Mom and Dad, we're going to invite you forward and remind you to use the microphone.
I love you so too.
Family hug.
Whew. Okay, you guys got to give me a moment. The first thing I want to say is they did mention a village, and you have all. If it's been from me being little or Andy being little, every one of you in this room have really helped us, nurtured us, made us and her who she is today. And I thank you, because I know a lot of you traveled, and it means a lot to me. So thank you, and to Andy.
To us. Yeah.
To us.
You're just the fifth wheel.
I just want to say, wow, just amazing. You amaze me every day. A lot of you know in this room that Emma is named after some amazing women. All touched your life in one or another. One in particular that you all knew and loved and always had a special place in a lot of our hearts was Gigi Rose. And I used to spend a lot of time with Gigi Rose and Papa Fred. And I remember when I was 13, I told my Gigi that I wasn't gonna have children. I said, nope, and she's kind of saying the same thing, so I guess it just comes the way. And she said, her exact words were that this will change, and I pray that she is just like you and more. Well, Gigi, you were right. So, I was about to say, anyone who knows me growing up, which there's a lot of you out here who do, Emma is me on steroids. That's what I say. And I would say she's a better version. As I stand her with her daddy, I am in awe of her every day because she has such strength and tenacity. She takes every challenge and does everything at 150%. I'll never forget when she was 10 months old, she finally said her first word, and of course it's usually like mom, dad. No, this one, it was backpack.
Thank you, Dora.
Thank you, Dora the Explorer. But the fact that she said it, I'll give that credit there. And then after that, honestly, she said full sentences. I'm sure none of you guys are surprised.
She had to stop saying.
She shut me up. She truly is. Even in preschool, when she always did everything first, they said to us, you have a true leader here, not a follower. And she's still doing that. And she goes forth with everything with such grace and guidance from us, but barely any, really. She does everything really on her own accord. With this year alone, she has never tap danced a day in her life. She tried dance when she was younger, but never tap dancing. She wanted to try out for Broadway, a Broadway play at her school, and now we can't get her to stop tap dancing. She learned it herself, and she did an amazing job.
And she gets her rhythm from Papa, so there was a lot of effort that went into it.
There you go. The other thing that we just all love about Emma is her huge heart. And what you did today to everyone, for everyone, is a mitzvah in its own right. And may, as you get older, keep on pushing and giving me that tenacity. And just take every challenge like you did with this. And what do I always say? Don't ever let anyone dull your sparkle. Thank you, guys. I couldn't even get through it all, but it's okay. I'm sure I'll have more to say this weekend.
Don't start crying. You're going to make me cry.
I know. So that's really what I wanted to say is, honestly, as she goes through life, I hope she continues and doesn't let anyone get in her way like it hasn't yet. Knock on wood.
Hey, yeah.
No, Emma. Yeah, Emma, I'm not done. Yeah, you're staying.
Yeah, I'm dismissed for a long time.
Okay, we're going to return our Torah to the Ark. We'll invite our Torah dressers forward, Aunt Teresa, Uncle Hank, and Molly, and our Ark openers, Aunt Jessica, Uncle Matt, Jen, John, Erica, and Uncle Shane, and we'll invite everyone to please rise.
וזאת התורה אשר שם משה לפני בני ישראל על פי אדוני ויד משה. יהללו את שם אדוני כי נשגב שמו לבדו. הודו על ארץ ושמיים וירם קרן לעמו תהילה לכל חסידיו לבני ישראל עם קרובו. הללויה, הללויה. עץ חיים היא למחזיקים בה ותומכיה מאושר דרכיה דרכי נועם, וכל נתיבותיה שלום. השיבנו אדוני אליך ונשובה, חדש חדש ימינו, חדש ימינו כקדם.
Emma, before we sing Aleinu, I want to one more time bless you with the words of the Shehekianu. The Shehekianu is a prayer that we say when we celebrate the first but not the last of many things. This, I hope, will be the first time, but the first of many in which you're able to lead our community and shine as a Jewish leader and just celebrate who you are as a Jewish woman in the world. We say, Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, shehekianu v'kiyamanu v'kiyamanu lazman hazeh. Thank you, God, for creating us, sustaining us, and enabling us to reach this moment. Page
182. Aleinu l'shabech l'adon hakol, לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי הארצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגורלנו ככל המונם, ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים, הקדוש ברוך הוא. ונאמר, והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ, ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד, ושמו אחד.
Page 294 for the Mourner's Kaddish. We remember from the Bowen family, Gigi Selma, Papa Artie, Papa Fred, Gigi Rose, Ramel, Alan, Papa Andy, and Grana. If you'd like to include a name I did not mention, please do so. Yikadal v'yikadash shemei Rabbah, ve'alma divrach hirtei ve'amlich malchutei, v'chayachon u'v'yomechon u'v'chayei d'chol beit Yisrael, ba'agalau v'zman kariv imru amen. Yehei shmei Rabbah mevarach le'olam olmei almaya, yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh, v'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shmei d'kudashah b'richu, le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, Tushbechata v'nechamata, damiram be'alma v'imru amen. Yehei shlama rabba min shemaya, v'chayim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Osei shalom b'mromav, hu ya'aseh shalom, aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Zichronam livracha, may their memories be for a blessing. Amen. Emma, we're going to invite your parents to come forward and make a kiddush with us.
Oh, no.
Okay, this seems like it's a special Kiddush cup. Yes, it is. All right, Mom, Dad will each take these.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, borei pari hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, hamotzi lechem min haaretz. Amen.
Shabbat shalom, everyone.
Yallai lalai lai, yallai lalai lai, yallai lalai lai, yallai yallai, yallai lalai lai, yallai lalai lai, yallai lalai lai, yallai yallai, yallai